Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vlogust Day 3 from the Crafty Puppet Crochet podcast. Do I have to say that? Do I have to introduce it every single time I do a Vlogust? I'm not sure how you do it. I'm still deciding that. As I'm also still deciding, I'm just going to grab my tea, quite where to stand in my house that isn't strangely lit. I have so that way over there, that's south, and that way is north. But the windows in my house are, I don't know, they're just not helpful as to where the light comes in, and so this seems to be the only spot that I can stand, and you can see me and not be blinded because there's the front door right there. So yeah, can't stand that way. Didn't really film yesterday on the 2nd. I just worked and then sort of came home and conked out because, you know, it was Friday. I worked again this morning though only for 3 hours, and that was lovely. It's been a lovely day. So what I do for my work is I work for a company who provide day services for people with a disability. And what that means is there's just lots of different programs for people to be able to come and take part in. So I support people to go bowling or to use a supported art studio. And there's lots of artists that I work with who are very successful, and I just support them to be able to carry out what they do. And other things like swimming, music programs. There's a couple of different choirs, and community access is what I did this morning. So that's always a really fun shift, and I supported somebody to take part in our local community, and we went to a cafe and had some chips and some hot chocolates, and I had a long black, and we just had a lovely time in general and had a lovely walk in the sunshine around the CBD. And I think that winter has been and gone. Frankly, I think we've had about a week of winter, and now it is over because today has been 22 degrees. It still probably is. I think tomorrow is going to be 22 degrees. And I looked at the forecast earlier on. I was chatting with the lovely lady who I was supporting, and she was wondering if it was going to get colder or not. And it seems not. It seems that it's going to get up to 26 or 27 next week, even though it is technically still winter here in this part of Australia at least. And yeah, that's a warm winter. So anyway, sort of got onto a segue there. I don't know where I was going to take that line of thought, but it is a lovely warm day. So yep, did some work this morning, came back, had a walk with my husband, who has a weekend off, which is lovely for him. And this afternoon I am going to do some reading of magazines and crocheting of garments and watching of podcasts, and that is just going to be extra relaxing and special, and I've already had 2 cups of tea, and that is just delightful. So I'm very happy with that. It's the weekend. Yay! And I still haven't bought my gimbal, is what I found out they're called. The phone stabilizers to help your phone not wobble because your arm's wobbly and achy. I still haven't bought my gimbal, but I will, and maybe I'll take you all on a little journey to go and buy a gimbal maybe on Monday. I think we might go to a big shop and have a look and see if the gimbal works out. and it'll be fun to see what cool tricks it can do. But for now, I am going to do some crochet and watch some podcasts, and that is going to be delightful. Until later, bye! I'm really excited because I found another spot to stand in my house where it's not crazily glowing, and I'm excited. So I thought I'd come and tell you. But it's in front of my fridge, which I stick stickers on. So I'm really sorry about that. It's a terrible habit, I know, and I have stopped because the whole freezer is, as you can see, the whole freezer is covered. But I have stopped because that's just going to get all horrible eventually. So I have stopped doing it, I promise. And also, have you got this copy of Molly Makes magazine? This one. This is the most recent one that's come out in Australia. Well, at the supermarket that I got it at anyway. And it has this on the front, which attracted me very much. And I really want to do that. It has some really nice things in there. There's a really lovely top in there that I would love to make. I think it was by Nomad Stitches. Hiccup. And yeah, there's a bag in there with a flower on it that's got like a pattern, kind of like Orla Keeley designs. And there's a really interesting basket maker in there. And I want to get her book. I think it's just called Baskets. So I recommend that issue if you haven't got it. It's the green cover with the swan crochet amigurumi on it. I recommend that. It looks good. Okay, until later. Bye! So earlier on, when I was supporting the lady who uses the service I work for, we went to the handmade and vintage market, and I found this wonderful cardigan for $5, and it is crochet, right, by the looks of things. But no, it is actually a very good mock-up. I would call it fauché. Because you can see the lace pattern gives it away. I don't think you can achieve that with crochet, and the triple crochet mimics are very convincing until you look at it very, very closely indeed. But I absolutely love it. It really goes with my outfit today, and it's got tassels, and love it. And you can't see my legs because I've got black tights on. I'm not floating, I promise. And I really love it, and for $5 you can't go wrong, can you? So I'm really happy with that. And I also managed to purchase some bits of fabric, which I will show you. I'll just flip the camera around. Give me one sec. So it seems I keep forgetting to turn the camera around when I'm filming myself, but here we are, finally I've got it landscape for you. So it'll fill up the video screen on YouTube. In any case, these are my this is my little fabric haul from the op shop earlier on today. And what I'm going to do is later on I'm going to use my DK sewing book, to see if I can identify what these fabrics are, because I've not done that before, and it's just got images of all of the different fabrics and descriptions and their textures, so on and so forth. So I thought that might be a good exercise to get more familiar with what fabrics are, because the way that I buy fabrics, none of it's labelled as to what it is. I think that some of it's fairly obvious. Like this is a really lightweight cotton, so I think it's probably safe to say that that's a cotton poplin. It's really pretty. It's got a lovely print on it. It's adorable. Most of the time they do have meterage, written on the labels at this particular op shop, and that one says I can't read that writing. And this is just a little piece, and it's just got some orangey peach roses on it, which I absolutely adore with the white background. It was, you know, it was 20 cents. You can't go wrong, can you? And I thought that would be really nice. Basically, I want to make myself a little pouch bag with this on the top, and then this blue fabric, which is pretty much the same. Obviously I won't use that seamy bit, but you can see the textures are very similar, and I just think that they really contrast very well. They're on the same sort of spectrum of contrasting colours, aren't they? They're the same intensity, the same saturation, and I just think that that's a really nice combination. So I really love those. And then this is gorgeous. This has got to be a cotton poplin as well. It's very, very light, and you can see that so that's the underside. Let's see if I can open it up a little bit more for you. I think it must be vintage because you just don't see patterns like that anymore. But I can wear green, and there's got to be enough here for me to have a top. I'm sure there is. Oh, it's being very stubborn. I won't open. I haven't opened it up yet. Oh my god, there's plenty. That's the underside. And that's the right side. I will easily get a top, or I think it'd be a very short dress, so I probably won't attempt a dress, but it might happen. I'd have to see. I don't know, maybe a dress, maybe just a top, like a swingy, lightweight summer top, I think would be so nice out of that. And then this is so big and heavy. You can tell from the thud it makes. And it was $8. Did they put how big it is? They did not. But you know, look, you can see from all of the folds how huge of a piece of fabric that must be, and it's just really nice soft cotton, but it's not without texture, because you can see the weave. Did that just focus? Yeah, there you go. So you can see the weave, and that's just really nice. I love that. I can see lots of different garments happening with that because it's so nice and light and soft. It doesn't feel like a mix of cottons and something fake like polyesters. It just feels like just cotton, and that's going to be really great in the summer heat. So I think pants, I think a dress, a top, you know, you could almost get a capsule wardrobe out of just that piece. I'm excited about that. This would make up a lovely rustic little bag. It's like a wool nepped, it's like what am I trying to say here? It's like a woven wool. It's quite itchy and scratchy. I can't really see these colours, they're not coming out. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? I just absolutely love that. And what I want to do is like one of those half and half bags where it's half one material, half the other. And I think that works really well with it because this has got different, this is like, it's just like maybe it's a linen. It's like tablecloth material. It might be just cotton. It's pretty smooth. It doesn't really feel like linen. I think it's cotton. But anyway, I really like the combination of colours because they're pretty much the same as the naps. So I love that. I want that to be the top and that to be the bottom. But as you can see, there's just a good amount of meterage there for that. Does it say how much? 2.1 meters, and that was $5. And for this, there's one piece at 1.42 meters and one piece at 0.52 meters. $1.50. You can't go wrong, really, can you? And then $1 for an unknown amount of meterage, but there's quite a lot of it. I thought this would make a really cool skirt. I mean, you'd have to line it because it's cotton, so if you didn't, it'd ride. But I think that's a really cool colorway, and I like the texture. I like that you can see different designs, like you can see like a faded sort of diamond in there, and that it's like all built up. So I really like that. I think that's really inspiring and exciting. And then this one, that was the first one that I showed you, and then this one is actually, it's somebody's practice piece for like crazy quilting, where you just sort of let the machine run free, and well, not that let the machine run free, but you don't use a guide or anything. And so I thought I might have a practice myself on the same piece, see if I can find a colour to match this thread first of all, because it's like a sort of some sort of blue, and I really like the effect, and it's really nice again and textural. And what I thought that would make nicely is the bottom of a project bag again, so like half and half, and then like fold it. See if I can show you what I'm envisaging here. So like that would be the bottom, like that, and then I'd cut it here and sew it together with another piece of fabric, maybe a blue, to match the thread, because I think that would look really cool. And even if you half it like that, it looks like waves, doesn't it? About to fall. I think it looks really cool. You know, and that cost me 50 cents, and there's the wadding in there and 2 pieces of calico, which is all very fun and inspiring and exciting and motivating. And yeah, I'm really happy with that little mini haul there, which was all in the same vicinity as each other. Like, I didn't have to go far for it, and it took me about 2 minutes to put it in my basket. So I'm really happy I found that, and that was really fun. So I guess until the next little snippet of video, yeah, bye for now. So this is my little spot. As you can see, my front room is very small. That's our main computer, our desktop computer, and our printer, and our kitchen. And here's the living room. That is where I sit and crochet, and that is my giant mess right there. Why has the screen gone so dark? My little work area is extremely messy, and I don't even know what's underneath it, although I can see hiding underneath my bag is a little pusheen face, because I absolutely love pusheen. I think it's the most fantastic thing. It's the best cat. It can do everything. You always see pusheen on top of donuts or burgers or reading books or wearing glasses and stuff like that. It's just the best cat. I think it's very funny. This is actually a pencil case, but I'm using it to hold my symphony crochet hooks, which were bought for me by my lovely husband. Here they are. They are amazing. I love them. I use them all the time. And that's the perfect thing for them. I'll just put pusheen down there. And then you can't see over here this big lump because it's black yarn. And yeah, that's all my squares for the Christiana skirt. And I think I have about 5 squares left, or 4 squares left, because that one's very nearly done. So this really needs to be sorted out. As you can see, I've got bags hanging off of a lamp, which is, you know, it works. But down here, that's a bit crazy. I have a pen pot with no pens in it, 1 pencil, many hooks, and a bandaged hook, and nail files, and vouchers for my local mall which have expired. I'll put them in the recycling later. And then under my bag, goodness knows what we're going to find in there. So that's a bigger job than I'm ready for at the moment, but that is what I think I have in store for you tomorrow. I think we will sort it out and put it all in some nice bags to keep the dust off of all of the projects and stop this awful mess from happening. Look at it, it's terrible. Oh my goodness me. See, this is my one saving grace. I have my Emergence of Spring shawl in my lovely Liberty fabric wash bag, which I use as a project bag. I love that blue. That's my favourite colour blue. Beautiful cornflower blue. And I got that for $1 from the op shop, which I'm very pleased with. So I think that's what we will be getting into tomorrow. For now, I am going to sit right there. Well, I think I'm going to move all of that, and then I'm going to sit right there, and I am going to watch some crochet podcasts. I might just turn the camera around. So I'm just going to say hi and bye again, really, because it just felt a bit strange to I don't know where to look because I've got the camera around the other way. I think the camera's down here. Yep, found it. It just felt really strange to say goodbye while the camera was that way around, if that makes any sense. So, and now I'm not going to be able to stop looking up here somewhere. So if you feel like I'm looking past your head, I'm sorry. It's because that's where the camera normally is. I'm going to have to retrain myself to look in this bottom corner. So yeah, I'm just going to sit right there and watch some crochet podcasts and see if I can't make the rest of those squares, because I'm actually really looking forward to tucking in all of those tails. Find it really therapeutic, so I'm going to be doing that soon as well. Who have I got to watch? I think there's a couple of other people who are doing Vlogust at the moment. I know that Vicky from Ice Flower Crochet is doing some summer vlogs. I think that I saw Sherry from Ollie and Bella is doing some summer vlogs, and there was somebody else. I think Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter has put up a 10 minutes in my day with me vlog. And there might be 1 or 2 others. Oh, I know that Ella from No Catchy Name podcast is doing Vlogust, so I'm really looking forward to getting into all of those. So I think until tomorrow, have a lovely evening, have a lovely day, because most of you probably haven't even woken up yet. Obviously, my being in Australia, I'm quite a few hours ahead of you all. So until tomorrow, have a lovely day, have a lovely evening, and happy crafting. Bye.